Now, South Africans can expect to pay more for some goods and services following a significant diesel price increase on Wednesday. Both grades of petrol went up by 37 cents per litre, while the price of diesel increased by 72 cents per litre. With these increases, the trucking and freight industries are often the hardest hit as primary consumers of diesel. But then again, these increases have to be subsidized by someone, in this case, the consumer. For more on this conversation, we are joined by Truckers Association of South Africa chairperson, Nkashi Mphahlele. Nkashi, thank you so much for joining us and for your time this evening. Now, roughly 85% of all goods that are moved in the country at some point have a road leg. How have the increases in petrol and diesel impacted the trucking industry?
Good evening, Katara. I'm the national chairperson of the Trucking Association of South Africa. Since the hard lockdowns, operators have never recovered. So with the consistent increases in diesel, it's having a very negative effect on the businesses. Running a small business in South Africa is becoming very difficult, and hence now with the increases means that diesel is our primary cost. So now when your primary cost increases, you are unable to now pay the trucks, and now you have higher repossessions. Higher repossessions of trucks meaning more job losses. So the knock-on effect of consistent fuel increases has a detrimental effect on all our businesses. Those who survived the lockdowns are now battered and on their knees.
So how far can trucking companies hold off from pushing this rising cost onto the consumer?
We can't hold off because there's no way we're going to be able to hold off from pushing the consumer. Ultimately, the consumer is going to suffer because however, somehow the cost needs to be, we need to run the businesses. We need to keep the trucks. We need to keep the goods and deliver the goods on time to the client. So we are trying our best, but it's very difficult.
And just what are the other challenges that the trucking business finds itself in, apart from the rising cost of the use of diesel and petrol? Surely there are other challenges that, of course, have a knock-on domino effect because of the price in diesel and petrol.
For instance, the increase in interest rates, it means that the lending rate increases. So the cost now to pay for the trucks that we have has now increased tremendously. So now your operating costs are increasing. The price to pay the truck is increasing. The labor issue is also a problem. Now everything is just coming against the operators. We are losing operators every day. So we are running a business in South Africa is very difficult.
I can imagine. I mean, as a Truckers Association, how much of a contribution are you making in influencing this cost that is now being pushed down to the consumer and in balancing the fact that the industry needs to still stay profitable?
As TASA, we are in engagements with the government to try and get maybe a rebate so that we cannot push the rising cost to the consumer. Because unlike other industries like trucking and taxis, we are not subsidized in any way. There's no rebate in using the diesel as we keep the economy running. So we in engagements, and we hope that we'll come up with a solution that will keep all of our businesses open, so that the consumer does not suffer.
And of course, I mean, we can't have a conversation around trucks and not touch on the spate of torching of trucks that's been happening across the country. How much of more pressure do those criminal acts add to the already problems that you have existing within the industry?
That is blatant criminality, and now it means that we need to increase the security of our trucks. We need to change the routes. We can't let our trucks go at certain times of the night. So it means that now we are losing productivity because of that, because we are afraid to be caught in the crossfire of this criminality that is happening. So then also now we are increasing the cost to run the businesses. So everything is against us. You know, we really really battling at this point in time.
It certainly is against you, and it's also against the consumer who's bearing the brunt of all these costs. Thank you so much for your time this evening. That was Nkashi Mphahlele, the National Chairperson of Truckers Association of South Africa, speaking to us there about the impact in the price of diesel and petrol